Hey, welcome back to Donn Bennett's Drum Vault. Check this out. I'm extremely excited to be sitting here with one of my personal favorite drummers and a guy who's a huge influence on me, Carmine Appice. I've known Carmine since I put on my very first drum clinic in 1980 at Bandstand East Music in Bellevue, Washington. I don't think there's a rock drummer alive today who can't name Carmine Appice as a major influence. I mean, Carmine literally wrote the book on rock drumming. I mean, his book, Realistic Rock, is the best-selling rock drum method book ever written. Anytime you'd see Carmine or hear him on a record, he had a way of always being sure to make his personal stamp on the song or the performance. You could always pick out a Carmine Appice fill, which was generally very big and in your face on anything he did. On stage, you couldn't miss the guy. This massive drum set, always had his big signature massive 52-inch gong behind him. If you went to a show not knowing who Carmine was, you definitely came out of the show knowing who he was. You know, one of the things we can thank Carmine for is introducing the modern drum world to the China cymbal. You know, he certainly didn't invent the China cymbal, but he did popularize it in a big way. In the early 80s, when he's playing with Rod Stewart, you know, he had his two China cymbals right up in front where you couldn't miss them. And really, for a lot of people at that point, nobody even knew what they were. I mean, his drum sets always made a mark and were way ahead of the game in terms of being big and elaborate and showy and really being a real spectacle on the stage. So for years, Carmine has been telling me about his storage spaces that are overflowing, that he's got all this cool stuff, so much stuff that he doesn't even know what all is there, saying, you know, really one of these days we got to get in there and get this stuff out to where other people can appreciate it. So it finally happened. We got a big truckload just recently that got sent up from his storage and was packed full with really some amazing stuff. There's probably a dozen or so snares from actually this one of his very first snares. This is a 1965 Ludwig Superphonic, just like most of us have had. Yeah, except this one's been on like thousands and thousands of hit records. Yeah, going back Jeff Beck, Cactus, Vanilla Fudge, all kinds of them. I mean, this has been in Carmine's go-to collection of snares for forever. In the cymbal world, this is actually Carmine's first China cymbal. I mean, this is the one that really started it all. There's even a little crack in this one right here that it looks like he tried to drill out. He tried to save it, but, well, if you've ever seen Carmine play, I can see why that didn't last very long. He shows no mercy to his China cymbals. Speaking of cymbals, there are cymbals from his very earliest Wuhans. There's actually prototype Wuhans that he has. Then going to Sabian, there's a whole collection of his early signature model cymbals, which Carmine also was the first drummer to have a signature model cymbal at Sabian. From there are also Paiste cymbals, there are Istanbul cymbals, all kinds of cool one-offs, stage plays stuff, prototypes, stuff used in the development of his various cymbals. It's really exciting to dig through this stuff. Well, thanks for sitting with me. All this stuff is up on my website, DonnBennett.com, at Donn Bennett's Drum Vault. Check it out, enjoy, and keep rocking until the next time I see you.